Hi guys, I'm Angela Caputo and I'm a loan officer with Delaware Financial. I'm here today to talk to specifically newer loan officers about how to grow and establish new business. I, being a new loan officer myself, I started in 2015 with Delaware Financial as a processor. I was not licensed as a loan officer until 2017 and then didn't become a full-time loan officer until 2018. So these kind of tricks and steps of how I've grown my business over the past couple of years is what I'm going to go over with you, and a little bit of background about what I do to try to grow my business as a newer loan officer. So the three things that I kind of want to focus on today are tracking and analyzing the data to set your goals for your business, networking, and providing value to both realtors and your clients. If a loan officer came up to me and they said, today's my first day as a loan officer, what would you recommend that I do? My one piece of advice would be to track every single person that you speak with. I'm talking about their name, their phone number, their email address, the realtor who sent them, or the referral that sent them to you, and the date you spoke with them. This is important because that is your database. Every person you speak with, those are the people that you're going to continue targeting month after month, year after year. That is what you want to focus on. That's going to be the basis for your business. That's the basis for my business. It's something that I work on monthly. I update my database at least once a month with all the clients I've spoken with that month. And then it's also important to have that database because you want to compare the data to set your goals. And when I say you want to compare the data, what I mean is you want to look at how many people you're speaking with each month, each year, and then comparing it to the following year. So you can see how you're trending, if you're meeting your goals, and then how you can set new goals. A couple things that I focus on that I look at month over month is how many people I'm speaking with and what realtors are sending me business. I'm also looking at how many pre-approvals I've generated versus how many loans I'm closing. So for instance, if I spoke with 600 people in 2019 and I closed 40 loans, that means that it takes me 15 people to close one loan. It's a numbers game in my mind. So the more people I speak with, the more loans I close. Another thing worth tracking is pre-approvals versus loans closed. So something with that, obviously, the longer you're a loan officer, the better at this you get, but sales is really important. Talking to people, being able to sell yourself, being able to make sure that everybody in the transaction is comfortable with you. This, for instance, if you pre-approve, if you pull credit, if you run estimates, if you do those things for 20 people and you close 10 deals, you're closing out 15%, 50% of the people that you're speaking with and pre-approving. Obviously, you want to grow that number, so it's worth tracking to make sure that you're staying in front of people, seeing if you can follow up other ways. So some things that I've implemented to make sure that my return on the amount of pre-approvals that I'm doing is I reach out to listing agents after a client has made an offer. I call them, I go over the loan details with them, I reassure them how strong of a borrower we have and how we're closing on time. Just making it known that you're available 24/7 to them will really reassure them and make them feel confident in going with you, especially in this market when it's really competitive and you want to make sure that your client's offer that gets approved. Another thing that I do with my database is I track the realtors who sent me the referrals, potential clients. So something that I look at is month over month, what realtors are sending me, what pre-approvals, what clients, how many of them resulted in loans, how many of them resulted in nothing, that sort of thing. And then because you are tracking it, something that I have found that does happen is you will touch base with a client, you'll connect with them, you might even pre-approve them, and then you don't hear from them for months and months, or maybe a year. And then out of the blue, I'll receive an email from a client asking for a pre-approval updated or saying now they're ready to go. And I go back to my database and I see, oh, I talked to them in January of 2020. And I can see what realtor referred them to me, and I'll send them back to that realtor. And it's something that really provides value because that realtor might not have followed up with them and might not know they're looking again. So it really makes it seem like it's a good cohesive relationship between you and the realtor when you're sending it back to them. So everybody will tell you that you need to provide value to realtors, which is true, really true. You definitely need to provide value to realtors, but you also importantly need to provide value to your clients. If you're not providing value to your clients, they're going to go elsewhere. The way I provide value to my clients is by sending a monthly email with updates, what's going on in the mortgage world. It's not always rate based. It's not always mortgage information based. You want to make sure that it's something that's going to be important to the average client. Something that I recently sent an email about was when the FHA guidelines changed on student loans. I reached out to my entire database of over 3,000 people, sent them an email just letting them know, hey, the calculation for student loans has changed. If this was prohibiting you in the past from obtaining a mortgage, reach out to me and we'll see what we can do. We'll calculate it based off of the new calculation and we'll go from there. That email alone generated, I want to say, about a dozen clients. They were already in my database who didn't think they could buy a house yet. They came back to me, and now I think a couple of them are pre-approved and a couple of them are under contract already. So I think it's really important that you provide important information to your clients, not just realtors. I use Active Campaign, which is a email site. It's like MailChimp, but a little bit more intuitive. It gives you a little bit more data. It does cost money to send based on how big your database is, but I do think that's a really good investment for your business. You can customize the emails. It comes from your email address. You can see who's opening them. You can track them. That's another thing that I would recommend doing. If you do send emails, don't send them from your email directly. Make sure you use a service like Active Campaign or something along those lines where you can see who's opening them, because once you know who's opening your emails, if they open them 5, 6, 7 times, you can then reach out to them and be like, coincidentally, I need to talk to you about getting a loan. I can tell you're interested already. I know you read my email 6 times. We need to speak. You need to get in front of those people because they're the ones who you know are active but just haven't reached out to you yet. That is a really important thing that I do regularly. And providing value doesn't just mean sending emails and that sort of thing. You have to put a personal touch on it. Something that I did during quarantine that had a great return was I sent postcards to all of my clients who had previously closed with me. So I had someone handwrite all of my postcards. They were mailed out. They basically asked, they weren't mortgage related. They just said, how are you doing during quarantine? Just checking in on you. Please let me know if you've discovered any awesome recipes or if you've completed any home renovations. I'd love to see them. That postcard, I think it was sent out to about 300 people. I think I got a return of about 24 people asking me or just telling me their recipes, wanting to share their home renovations with me. It was a really big deal to them. It wasn't mortgage related, but I stayed in front of them. And that is providing value to the realtors who you're going to send those clients back to. What I did with those recipes and the home renovation pictures that I received, I then took it and I built another monthly email off of it. So I sent a postcard to my existing closed database. I took the people who responded and I put it in an email. And I sent an email out during quarantine or towards the end of it last year. And I said, basically, look at all these amazing things my clients are doing. Here's recipes, here's renovations. And they exist, like new clients thought that was amazing. That's so cool. It's not mortgage related. This loan officer is in touch with her client. She's friends with them. I got a lot of praise that way from it. But also the people that you are including in the emails, your previous clients who closed, they enjoyed the attention. They loved that you were sharing their recipes. They love that you're sharing their home renovations with people. They thought that it was amazing. Simple things like that, like staying in front of your database, doing things differently than what everybody else is doing. Just a generic email, it's not always going to get everybody's attention, but sending a postcard, everybody loves opening mail. Everybody feels so excited when they get a handwritten letter to them in the mailbox. So definitely doing things that way to your existing clients, reaching out to people, your existing clients database, that's really going to get you a high return, or at least it has for me in the past. I will say that postcard generating to 300 people resulted in about 24 refinances last year. And that's just from me asking if they had any banana bread recipes to share with me or any bathroom renovations that they completed on their house that they wanted to share because they're so excited and they want to give out information. They want to talk about themselves. Something as personal as sending someone a handwritten postcard ended up resulting in about 24 refinances. So doing things like that, where you're putting your clients front and center, making them feel good is really going to get you a lot of business, and you're going to feel good about it because I know personally I like being friendly with my clients. This is not a business transaction. This is not just finance. This is a person-to-person relationship building scenario that we work on every day with every client, and it's not just transaction based. The last thing that I focus on is network and building my network, being personable with people, and just really establishing a relationship with my clients, my potential clients, my realtors. As I mentioned before, I'm with Delaware Financial. I live in Delaware. I'm from Delaware. So you can tell it's pretty small town there. I am lucky and fortunate because a lot of the realtors that I work with, I've known for my whole life. So it's a little bit easier from that aspect, but there are always new realtors who I want to reach out to. There's new people who I want to connect with. Some things that I focus on with those new realtors are establishing a level of comfort, of confidence with them. So I know I make sure that I'm always available for them. If you're in the brokers are better and you have not been living under a rock, you know the famous quote from Todd Bitter, answer your damn phone. So make sure you're answering your phone. It's really important. I know everybody's going to say that. I know there's the whole work-life balance you have to worry about, but a 2-minute phone call that could result in a $400,000 loan, answer your phone. It's worth it. I promise you. So I answer my phone every day of the week. Whenever I sign an email to a new client, I sign looking forward to speaking with you. Just so you know, I'm available 24/7 via email, text, chat, call, anything. So my clients and my realtors know that I'm available 24/7. That really makes all the difference when you're going up against someone, for instance, someone who works in retail, who only works 8 hours, only works banker's hours. We don't do that. We work all the time. We provide the best service because we're available to our clients all the time. Another way to network is to either create or join a local Facebook group. Something that I know I have not personally done, but I'm thinking about doing and might do in the near future is creating a local Facebook group page for realtors to provide service to them. So something that I focus on with my realtors already is obviously their marketing. I help them create emails. I actually have them on my email, like in my database. So when I send out a monthly email, they also get that information, and they can see kind of what I'm touching on in those emails. It's really important. I know in previous sales rallies, the other loan officers and brokers have discussed how they help realtors network and their branding. It's really important. It makes them feel good if you're invested in their business, and it makes it feel a lot more comfortable when you are providing something to them and it's not just them giving you referrals. So yes, I can close a deal in 2 weeks. Yes, I can always answer my phone, but if all I'm doing is answering my phone and closing deals fast for you, it's going to feel unfair and unbalanced. So something that I like to do is I like to offer to help with their social media, offer to give them a little insight on how mortgages work. I want to teach them how I do my job or what it takes, because it is a little confusing and it is crazy when you get those phone calls late at night asking, or borrowers in a panic, and they don't always call me. Sometimes your borrowers are going to call your realtor. So you want to be able to give them the information they need to answer the client's questions. So everybody in the transaction from start to finish is happy. It's a seamless effort between you and the realtor, and you want to make sure that you come up as a team. Something else that I do is I utilize Canva. which is a website that helps you with branding and creating social media posts. It helps you create flyers or whatever you want to create. I use it for open houses. I use it for my Instagram posts. I use it for Facebook. It's really awesome. You can do, I believe they're called, what are they called? They're like animated stories that you can put on your social media stories. So if you want to highlight something, it'll kind of move around. It's not just the plain flyer. So that is great. I have great results with that. I put up a post on my Instagram yesterday about locking in a client on their 15-year mortgage at a really low rate, and it had little fireworks going off in the background. That was all through Canva. It's a really great tool that you should definitely utilize for yourself, but also share with your realtor partners because they might not know what it is, and it's a great, easy tool, and you can be the go-to person and easily teach them how to use it. Another tool that I offer to both my clients and my realtors is HomeBot. HomeBot is a monthly email that goes out to my clients. It has their specific email, their specific address, has their interest rate, has all of the current market data also on their house. So it'll say, this is where the estimated value is, this is where rates are on these different loan terms. And then when it sends them the monthly emails to the clients, my face is on it. If the realtor has loaded their database into it, which they can do, which I highly recommend, it also will show the realtor's face on it. And then that product alone, HomeBot, generates so many leads. You can also put in your prospective borrowers, so they can start looking, they can see how areas are trending, if the prices are going up, if the prices are going down, if it's a seller's market, if it's a buyer's market. And a lot of the time, I know myself personally, it's a lot easier for me to pick up my phone and look at something online in my email than it is to call someone and ask questions. So if you think about it, the way I am, the way a lot of people think these days with everything at your fingertips, they're going to log into HomeBot, look and see the areas that they're interested in, or look and see if the rates that are available that day before they reach out to me or before they reach out to the realtor to sell. So I think it's a really good starting point. I think it really builds a lot of business. I will say that HomeBot alone probably generates a couple deals each month for me personally. So if it's something that you're interested in, I think that you should really look into it. AIME provides a discount for it. It's really awesome. Another important thing is to really utilize the Brokers Are Better and AIME's resources. This will help you with your business. This will help you with networking, marketing. Something that I think really is important is to focus on establishing relationships in our community. Brokers Are Better provides so much value. All the loan officers in there, whether you've been a loan officer for a day or 20 years, there's always someone in there who's willing to help, who's willing to answer your questions. Something that I've done personally is I've befriended a lot of the amazing loan officers in our community. I talk to them daily. I bounce ideas off them. They are like my backbone. I couldn't do anything without them. I think that everybody should definitely look into having a group of peers that they can bounce ideas off of. You'll really grow your business. They'll really give you ideas for what you can do differently in your market that no one else is doing, that they're seeing in their markets. So obviously the people that you work with are really important, but it's really important to kind of get a broader view across the country of what other loan officers are doing, because you might be the first one to do it in your area. I know that there's a couple different ideas that I've gotten from my little group chat that I have with my 15 favorite loan officers in it, that I have put in place and have worked wonderfully in Delaware. I know that it's a little bit different for them in California or Mississippi or Louisiana, wherever they are. But I really, really encourage you to establish relationships with the broker community, because that is going to help you grow your business, and it's also going to have help you relate to and understand what everybody else is going through at the same time, because it's really tough to do this job. It's not an easy job, and to have people who are like-minded and can give you the advice and network with you and reassure you that you're doing an amazing job is really important. And it's more than just helping your clients and helping realtors. You also have to help yourself and make sure that you're not in too deep without any help, because AIME and Brokers Are Better really provides that assistance to all of us. So those were my couple recommendations on how to grow your business as a newer loan officer. So if you have any other questions, I'm more than happy to help at any given time. I know we do questions Wednesday, but I'm always available for help. Feel free to reach out to me. I will help you put together a plan of how to grow, and I can show you my spreadsheets of how I collect data and how I analyze it. That is it. Thank you so much for coming and watching this week's sales rally. Thank you so much to the AIME team for putting this together for us. Every week, I think we learn something new, no matter how long you've been in the business. So yeah, thank you so much and have a great week.